How's everybody doing? This is Bob Iacchino from Path Trading Partners along with Mike Arnold for your weekend Path Chat covering futures. It's April 2nd. Mike's going to cover the Dow Transports, the S&P, the Nasdaq, crude oil, copper, gold, and silver. In the copper markets last week, we got a little bit of movement from Freeport-McMoRan and the Indonesian government in terms of the Grasberg mine being able to export the copper. So 2 of the 3 major supply issues in copper now gone, but some of the data slowed down as well. So you've got both sides of the fundamental argument in copper. In crude oil, we got a nice 3-day rally in crude oil. Definitely some strength there, got above 50. We're coming up against resistance. Mike will talk about that. But I fully expect that if we stay in this $50 area, that OPEC and OPEC's partners are going to extend or even add to the production cut agreement because it's the only weapon they have. And the only reason they're going to do that is if it's going into an up market where they can actually add a little bit of oomph to the up move. So we'll see. The calls for that to happen are starting to increase. Russia's gotten to 2/3 of its cut now. That was news that came out last week. They agreed to cut 300,000. They've cut 200,000 so far, according to the Russian oil minister. But let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the futures charts because that's how we'll trade it anyway. Mike, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Little inside day on Friday in the transports. Lower volatility. If it continues to pull back, we're going to be watching for 9,092 as support, followed by 9,075. And then if that's both violated, we don't have any key support down until about 9,022 to 27, where we have a significant level and GAN levels. On a rally, the highs from Thursday are going to be resistance right around 91.63. If those are broken, 91.80. Followed by a small little GAN area of 91.97 to 92.10. Watching over on the Dow Industrials. Again, also inside day on Friday. First level of support then is going to be on the downside, 20,643, followed by 20,608. Followed by a lot of support in around 20,582 to all the way down to 20,539 is going to be very key support. Resistance on the upside, 20,725, followed by the highs on Thursday, 20,753, followed by 20,777 to 787 area. If that is broken on the upside, next major target area for the Dow is 20,836. Over to the S&P. If we continue to pull back on Monday, we're going to find a fair amount of support at 2356 to 2355 is going to be very, very key, followed by 2350 and then 2345 are the key levels to the downside. On a rally, a retest of 2366 followed by 2369 is very significant for a future rally for resistance. And then if that's broken, no major resistance up until 2378 on the upside. Nasdaq rallied up, testing this 54.52 to 54.53 level. Pretty significant resistance, so that's going to remain significant resistance to the upside. If it continues to rally higher than that, 54.70, followed by 54.88. On a pullback, 54.14 to 15 is going to be key support. If that's broken, 54.01, followed by 53.84 is going to be very key levels to the downside. Let's switch over to crude, where we talked about the long setup that rallied. It hit our first target on Thursday, then hit the full target on Friday afternoon, 50.76 area. So that is done. Nothing else to do there in crude. I will call out some levels though. Let me just remove this trend line. If it further continues to rally on Sunday night, Monday, watch for resistance at 51.23, followed by 51.64 to the upside. And on a huge rally, it'd be 52.10. If it pulls back, we're watching for support right around 50.29, followed by 49.89, then a lot of support between 49.70 down to 49.32 is key support. If that is broken on a big sell-off, we're looking at possibly all the way down to 48.93. Over to the metals. Copper still caught in this range. Rallied on Thursday. Got a nice trend line redraw off that point. But we really need to get out of this compressing of volatility, and we're stuck in this range. If we get above the 268.92, we're watching for a test of our defining point right around 271.63 again. There could be some resistance from the trend line coming in right around 270.35. If it continues to sell off and go lower, support 264.47, followed by 263.55, and then possibly all the way down to 261.68. Below that, then we have this trend line coming into play. Over to gold. Gold sold off on Thursday. Key GAN level 124.44. Rallied on Friday, retesting the 1252 level we've talked about repeatedly. On another rally going in on Monday, 1256 to 1257 is going to be key resistance. Once that's broken to the upside, 1261 to 1262 is another area. And then on a very strong rally, 1265. If gold falls lower, 1244 is going to be key support. If that's broken, 1239, and then all the way down to 1236. Below that, the next major levels don't come in until 1227 till 1231. And finally, to wrap it up, silver. Nice little rally on Friday. If we get above our trend line defining point, which is at 1831.50, we're then looking for a possible rally to 1845, then 1853, followed by 1860. On a pullback, very key support around 1807. If that is violated, 1799, and then possibly down to 1794. And if all that, we have the bottom of the rotation zone coming in around 1787, which will be very, very key support. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael. Again, if you have interest in seeing what the economic data release schedule for the week is, check out about the first 10 minutes of the FX Weekend Update Path Chat for April 2nd. If you aren't interested in trading FX, just that first 10 minutes covers the calendar. Otherwise, I would advise, if you're interested in what we do, check out the whole video, because you can just get more practice on what Mike is trying to show you on the charts. Cheers, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend, and we will talk to you during the trading week.